It's shocking, but many elderly in Japan actually want to go to prison. A 70-year-old grandma has been jailed 4 times for theft. She chooses this life because prison gives her regular meals, free healthcare, and someone to be around when she dies. In a small town in southwestern Japan, there's a women's prison where over a third of the inmates are over 60. Most of them live alone and commit crimes just to end up in jail. The prison setup is basic, no heating, no fancy perks, but it offers decent meals, private cells with a bed, and free medical care. The less mobile do light tasks, make friends, and turn prison into a makeshift retirement home. Each morning starts with cheerful music, a bit of cleaning, and time in their cells with a TV, some books, a sink, and a toilet. Despite the lack of freedom, daily chats with guards add some warmth to their day. After breakfast, they start labor reform tasks. The fitter inmates do harder work, closely watched by guards. After hours of effort, they stretch and relax in the yard. These older inmates are cooperative, easy to manage, and surprisingly heartwarming. None of them try to escape. Life in prison is better than life outside. This reflects a bigger issue, Japan's aging crisis. Over 65s make up 28% of the population, and 22% of crimes involve them. They saw Japan's economic rise and its collapse. Many thrived when they were young, but ended up jobless or retired early with little to rely on. As pensions fall short, many elderly can't afford basic needs. Their kids, part of the low-desire generation, are less willing or able to help. Most move away, leaving their parents to manage alone. The government is overwhelmed by the elderly care problem. Those who can afford it go to nursing homes, but many can't. Now it's common to see retirees competing with young people for jobs. They take on tough labor, despite their age and frailty. Others can't find work at all. Loneliness is just as big an issue as poverty. That's why so many choose prison theft as their go-to crime. It's non-violent, but gets them a decent sentence. In jail, they get food, health care, and some human connection. Their pensions still come in, letting them save up while inside. Once released, they live on that money until it runs out. Then they offend again to go back. Prisons are trying new solutions like counseling or parenting classes to help them adjust after release. But for these seniors, more pension money would solve more problems. Prisons meant for punishment have become shelters for the elderly. For them, it's not ideal, but it's better than the alternatives. This spot's completely off the grid. No electricity, no post office, no pharmacy, no buses. Streets here are full of empty buildings and dead phone booths. In Karelia, a huge, sparsely populated part of Russia, you'll find tiny villages all over. Nina, 73, jokes she's close enough to the graveyard. Ambulances from 80 kilometers away can't keep up with death. Karelia, bordering Finland, is dotted with over 400 secluded villages. Every Tuesday, Elena's mobile shop hits Bolshoyagor at 12:30 p.m., starting her northbound supply run. She brings bread, dairy, and basics to places with barely 20 folks. 13 years ago, there weren't any real roads. After losing their jobs, Elena and her husband made their own delivery route. Now she's running 2 trucks with a driver and a few helpers. These villages are full of crumbling houses. Schools, clinics, and markets are all shut, giving off real ghost town vibes. In Bolshoyagor, a rundown building once vibrant, later a wartime camp, still has execution pits. Next stop, Yanishpol, remote but connected. Over the years, Elena watched it fade from bustling to nearly empty, with just a few sickly seniors left. Elmas is also cut off, no buses, and cabs from nearby towns cost a whopping $36, way more than the measly $139 pension. Phones are the only link to the outside, often dead from power outages. Locals spend $415 for 12 cubic meters of firewood they have to chop themselves. Electric heating, way too expensive, so they collect their own wood to save money. Getting meds is tough. Health workers come by every 2 weeks with supplies. If there's an emergency, an ambulance from far away usually arrives too late. Stocking up on essentials is the norm, but they still treat their pets. Elmas once had 2,000 people. By 2013, only 59 remained. With unstable infrastructure and spotty connectivity, about 25 to 26 stick it out through the winters, with a few more showing up in summer. Now Elena's off to an unnamed village 10 kilometers away to help the only widow living there. She even set up a temporary shed for this drop-off. She doesn't make a dime on this trip, but bad weather never stops her. Her last stop is Ustsere, home to just 2 families, including Nina and a 91-year-old. Nina's got a goat, a feisty rooster and a black cat. Always something going on. Her daughter visits sometimes. Her place is cozy, no signs of its dark past. Every afternoon, Nina watches her favorite Putin shows until midnight. Local social workers sometimes come by to offer medical help, but ambulances can't handle real emergencies here. Nina half jokes about being close to the graveyard. Most houses here are now vacation homes, lively each Christmas. Nina sometimes wears a mask and joins in the fun. For the past 13 years, Elena has formed close bonds with everyone. Seeing her work as more than just a job, committed no matter what, they rely on her, and in those moments, they feel a bit less forgotten. In Singapore, many folks are just getting by. Take Mr. Parr, a 68-year-old living on just $1,000 a month after asthma forced him to quit working. For many like him, social service offices are crucial, providing a $300 monthly stipend to help cover the basics. One 79-year-old hasn't received any money from his kids in over 20 years and now depends on welfare to survive. Mr. Parr has it even harder. He's supporting not only himself, but also his granddaughter and a dog, and he's still paying his ex-wife $400 every month. So, he decided to start a small business after a 6-week training course, because in Singapore, if you're ready to work, you won't go hungry. But then he had a stroke, which stopped his training and led to massive medical bills. Now, with failing vision, he's seeking help again. Shockingly, when he was in the hospital, his kids were nowhere to be found. In another sad story, an elderly widow was found dead on her sofa, not discovered until her neighbors noticed a smell. About 23.1% of seniors in Singapore live alone, and a quarter of them have no close family. The number of lonely seniors has increased from 79,000 to 83,000, pointing to more such tragic stories ahead. On Smith Street, an elderly man named Peter collapsed in a public restroom and never woke up. With no family around, his remains were held at a funeral home until his buddy Bryman, who often lent him a hand, stepped up to manage his final matters. In the East, an old man wasn't seen outside his house for a week. He was found when flies started gathering at his door. His niece, devastated, noted how gaunt he had become, suggesting he might have been starving for days. In another community nearby, Rahman and his crew were summoned to clean a house where a 77-year-old woman's body was found decomposed on her sofa. She lived alone, without kids or close friends, and was only found because of the bad smell. Her nephew Bobby eventually came to sort things out. Rahman often deals with such grim tasks. He just cleaned up after another elderly person who died in their sleep, found only a week later with their bodily fluids spread throughout their new home. In Singapore, 25% of elderly folks living alone have no one to turn to in emergencies. Their isolation comes from different life choices. Some never married, others are divorced or widowed, and some just choose to live on their own. Tasha Tudor, born in 1915 in Boston. Her dad designed airplanes. Her mum was a painter. In 1971, heartbroken, she left everything, moved alone to Vermont's hills, and lived off the grid for 37 years. Her companions, a dog, and the fairy tale estate she built. Tasha lived through 2 world wars, was separated from her family right at birth due to the conflict. At 9, after her parents split, she moved with her mom to Redding, California. She picked up painting from her, and her lack of a father figure made her fiercely independent, not great with people. At 15, she tried out art school in Boston, but soon quit to help her mom at home. Tasha craved the simple life, fed up with high society. In 1938, at 23, she first got married, had 4 kids. Her book, Pumpkin Moon, put her on the map, made her a well-known painter. But her marriage wasn't what she hoped for. So she poured herself into her art and kids. In the 60s, once the kids were grown, she got divorced. In 1966, she married again briefly, but that ended quickly too. Worn out, Tasha left her hometown, dodged the chatter, and took time to mend her shattered spirit. Vermont is mostly forest, 77% to be exact, making it one of the least populated places in the US. The seasons stand out here, colorful in the fall and bone-chilling in the winter, with temperatures plunging to minus 30 degrees Celsius. It's a top spot for skiing and getaways. Back in 1971, Tasha used her painting earnings to buy up a big chunk of Vermont, and with her son's help, she built a Victorian house from the 1800s, naming it Corgi Cottage. Tasha felt she was from the 1930s, a simpler time without modern conveniences like running water or electricity, living off the land, using kerosene lamps and candles for light, and drinking from a well. No internet or cell service out there. Living solo, Tasha never felt lonely. She found happiness in her creativity, clearing land in the thick woods and planting her garden full of vibrant flowers like tulips and irises. Every spring, her orchard was heavy with fruit. By her own hands, she made her own slice of paradise, savoring her solitude. Every morning, Tasha woke to fresh air, got her food ready for the day, spent her mornings gardening, and by afternoon, she'd brew some homemade flower tea and quietly paint in her yard, finding inspiration in the peace around her. Her active lifestyle kept her nimble well into her 80s, leading to over 80 published works of art. In winter, the heavy snow made going out tough, so Tasha and her corgis would cozy up by the stove, riding out the chilly months together. In 2004, at 89, she wrapped up a series called Tasha Tudor's Heirloom Crafts, capturing her quaint daily life. For Tasha, getting older meant more time to reflect and do what she loved, enriching her days. For more than 3 decades, she embraced each moment with an open heart, living as youthfully as a 20-something. Her grit and spirit inspired many. A Japanese filmmaker spent a decade capturing her life at Corgi Cottage, striking a chord with millions in Japan after it aired. On June 18, 2008, at age 93, Tasha left her fairy tale world behind. Later, her grandson and his wife took over Corgi Cottage, still welcoming visitors keen to see this magical place. Tasha's outlook moved everyone who came. She once said, "Life's full of tough breaks, but face them head on, because the biggest regret is not living boldly enough." This old man's home is just a cave with chopsticks made from branches and a cracked bowl holding yesterday's millet rice. Still, he digs in with gusto. His tiny cave is all he calls home. Attempts to talk with him haven't worked. He just quietly watches back. Some call him a scavenger, but he's got his own place, grows his own food, totally self-reliant. The entrance is covered with burlap sacks to block the wind, making it a struggle to leave. Today, he's hauling black soil to his fields, working to enrich his crops. He stops when exhausted, catches his breath, and keeps going, making sure the rich soil blends in, hoping for a better yield next year. Afterward, he slowly heads home, gathering branches along the way for cooking. Inside his cave, it's cluttered and smoky, with a cooking pit dug in the ground and walls blackened from smoke. He cooks noodles, covering them with a pot lid to keep out ash. He enjoys his cherished pickles, eating heartily. After his meal, he lights up a cigarette, finding a bit of joy in his routine. He always secures his cave's entrance before leaving, protecting the few belongings he treasures. The murky river water doesn't faze him. It's his only source. After filling his jug, sealed with grass, he stumbles home. Dinner is a simple gruel, yet he enjoys every bite. A short rest later, he crawls into a deeper part of his cave to sleep. Before bed, he smokes, letting go of the day, with no one knowing what's on his mind, maybe nothing at all, just sitting in silence. He carefully tends his growing millet, clearing weeds to ensure they thrive. Day in, day out, he waits for the harvest, walking among the stalks, fixing any bent by the wind. He's planted pumpkins along a wall, picking them when ripe for his dinner. Carrying them makes his steps lighter. To him, happiness is that simple. Getting home, he trips and falls, breaking his usual silence with a grunt. As the wind picks up and rain starts, he's forced back, but then heads out again in a raincoat, checking each plant after the storm. He then finds a quiet corner to watch over his field. This millet is everything to him. After the rain, he doesn't rest, collecting water for the days ahead and reinforcing his walls with mud and straw, making them sturdier against the elements. Come dinner, he makes do with what's left from the day and under faint light drifts off to sleep, ready for another day of hard work.